Goliath's massive body collapses like a fallen tower, his bronze armor shrieking against the rocks. His spear slips from his grip, its point driving into the dirt, as if even the earth refuses to let him die standing. His yellow serpentine eyes are wide open, not with pain, but with terrible understanding. Because in that final heartbeat, the giant realized three things. The boy never flinched. The stone wasn't aimed. God had been holding the sling the whole time. And as the dust settles, there stands David, chest heaving, the shepherd's sling still dangling from his fingers like a forgotten thought. No smirk, no victory cry. Just a boy who looks as surprised as the corpse at his feet. Because here's the truth they don't tell you. Giants don't die roaring. They die confused.
Father says we're just shepherds, but you spoke to Moses from a bush. Could you talk to me too?
This was David's secret. While others saw a nobody, God saw a king in the making. A lion bursts from the brush, dragging a bleating lamb by its throat.
Not my sheep, not today.
He sprints, staff whirling. The lion turns, fangs gleaming. They circle, predator versus protector. Most boys would have run, but then David remembered something his father told him.
Son, your tools are just sticks until you use them in God's name.
David dives, driving the staff into the lion's ribs. A roar, a struggle, then silence. David rises, panting, the lamb trembling in his arms. His tunic is torn, but his hands don't shake. Samuel the prophet stands in the cramped home, oil horn in hand. David's 7 brothers line up, chests puffed.
Surely this is the Lord's chosen.
But God's whisper echoes in Samuel's mind. Man looks at the outward appearance. While his brothers stood on ceremony, David was doing what kings should do, serving in secret. Samuel bursts in, gripping David's oily, dirty hands, pours the oil over his head. The brothers gasp.
Me? A king? But I'm just...
The Lord has chosen you. Now go back to your sheep, for now.
Torches flicker. Saul claws at his own armor, demons haunting his eyes. A servant whispers to a general.
There's a boy in Bethlehem, plays the lyre like heaven itself.
David, summoned to court, tuning his lyre in a corner. He watches Saul, not with fear, but pity.
This is the king? He's drowning.
His fingers find the strings. A melody like living water fills the room. Saul's twitching stops. Saul needed a soldier, but then God sent a shepherd with a song. Now in Saul's private chambers, shadows cling to the corners like living things. The air smells of sweat and burnt herbs. They called it a palace, felt more like a tomb. See how the torchlight never quite reaches the ceiling? Like even fire was afraid of what haunted this king. Saul paces like a caged lion, his crown tilted at a desperate angle. His fingers trace old battle scars on his arms, some from war, some from his own nails.
The people whisper, Samuel left you, the spirit departed, then sudden clarity. I need that boy's music.
A servant enters trembling, bearing a scroll that smells of desert wind.
My king, the giant, he's challenged us again.
Saul hurls a goblet. It shatters against David's freshly painted royal portrait. David's fingers dance across the lyre strings in Saul's antechamber. The melody starts as shepherd's joy, then shifts without warning into something older. This wasn't music. This was time travel. Those notes, the same ones Miriam sang after the Red Sea parted. That rhythm, the exact cadence of Joshua's war march.
Kill the boy. He plays the song of...
Saul suddenly grabs David's wrist. The music stops. The glow fades. Both are breathing hard. Saul desperate, searching David's face.
Who taught you that?
David meets his gaze. Saul forces David into the royal armory, a cavernous hall where cobwebs cling to unused swords. Saul shoves David into a breastplate so heavy it bends his posture.
How's that feel, future king?
The words hang in the air. Saul freezes. He didn't mean to say that. David's eyes widen. And there it was. The truth neither could name, now lying between them like a drawn sword. David slowly removes the armor. The sound of each piece hitting the floor echoes like judgment. That night, David sneaks through palace corridors, drawn by an inexplicable pull. Goliath's massive fist crushing a grape, juice running like blood down his arm. Tomorrow, the valley. Tomorrow, the test. But tonight, the real battle was just beginning. The Valley of Elah at dawn. Two armies face each other across a dry riverbed. The Israelite camp is silent, except for the sound of knees knocking against armor. 40 days, 40 mornings of terror. Every sunrise, Goliath would come roaring like hell itself. And every sunset, Israel's courage bled out into the dirt. A veteran soldier's hands shaking so badly he can't light his cooking fire. His younger comrade vomits behind a rock.
We beat the Ammonites, the Moabites, but this isn't a man. This is death walking.
Suddenly, a deep thud, then another, and another. The camera shakes with each step. Goliath emerges from the Philistine lines, sunlight glinting off his scaled armor. His spear point drags through the dirt, the sound like nails on a tombstone.
I defy the ranks of Israel. Today I'll feed your guts to the vultures.
The Israelite front line physically recoils. One man drops his shield, another wets himself. King Saul grips his throne's arm so tightly the wood splinters. This wasn't just a giant. This was fear made flesh, the kind that turns warriors into statues. But then, a sound no one expected.
What will be done for the man who kills this Philistine?
Every head turns. The sea of soldiers parts to reveal David, still smelling of sheep and olive oil, his sling dangling from his belt like a child's toy. David stands before the king, who leans forward like a dying man seeing water.
You can't go against him. You're just a boy.
Your Majesty, I've fought lions barehanded when they took my lambs. If God could deliver me from claws, can't he deliver me from this?
Saul's eye twitches. The demon in him recoils at David's unshakable peace. David kneeling by the dry brook, selecting 5 smooth stones. His lips move in silent prayer. David's head snaps up. Goliath's 4 brothers lurking in the Philistine ranks. Saul's jealous glare from the cliffs. The distant silhouette of Jerusalem. David thought he was picking stones. Heaven knew he was choosing kingdoms. Dawn breaks over the Valley of Elah. David stands alone at the Israelite camp's edge, rolling a smooth stone between his fingers. The army watches in stunned silence. Funny thing about giants, they grow taller the closer you get. David's sandals kicked up dust with each step, that sling swaying like a pendulum counting down Goliath's last moments on earth. David approaches, a speck against the morning sun. The Philistine champion squints, then throws back his head in laughter. His 4 brothers join the mocking from the Philistine front lines.
Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?
David stops exactly 100 paces out, sling range. Goliath's heavy breathing, the sling's leather pouch glows white hot. 5 golden threads of light connect the stone to each of David's fingers. This wasn't aim. This was alignment. That stone flew along a path, ordained before David drew his first breath, past Goliath's mocking teeth, over his forked tongue, straight toward the forehead God had marked, the moment the giant chose fear over faith. The sound isn't a crack, it's a shattering of spiritual and physical realms. In that moment, Goliath felt it too, the wrongness in the air. Like the valley itself was holding its breath. His hand tightened on the spear, but it was already too late. David's hand reaching for Goliath's sword. The camera catches his reflection in the polished blade. The giants in your life have already been measured and found wanting. If you have enjoyed this video and you want to watch more amazing Bible stories, feel free to click on the story shown to you on the screen now. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to be amongst the first to watch the next Bible story. And once again, stay blessed.